pressure like early in the season for these guys?
Well, yes, I was a lottery pick. I was lucky number 13. Some great 13s. Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Tyler Hero, Jalen Rose. It's intense being that 13th pick. You've got pressure from yourself, your family, your teammates. But despite all that, now is the time when your performance counts the most.
And here's the starting group for the New York Knicks. We've got Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson is out there with Obi Toppin. Then it's R.J. Barrett, and it's the general in at the point. Now here's Ball. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
First personal foul.
Such a creative player. Ball is especially clever at figuring out ways to draw fouls. Oh, guys, the city of Chicago is used to the highest standard. The shadow of those Michael Jordan teams still looms large.
Here's the general. Against Chicago, he was really on his game. Here's Toppin. Some solid defense from Williams. And it's the Bulls' ball. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Knicks.
Hey, they had their chances, but they struggled from the line. It's so hard to win that way on someone else's floor.
Yeah, missing from the line became contagious. That happened. They just picked the worst time to do it.
It feels like once you get a taste of winning, you never want that to end, Grant.
But the reality is, for most franchises, it does end for long periods of time. I hope the fans do appreciate this current Bulls team. There's something to be proud of.
Just 5 on the clock. From the high post. No good off the glass.
And usually that's a bucket for him. But look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
Ooh, had a nice open look right there.
They've come out strong, 3 of their first 4 to start the game.
Just over a minute and a half in. Ball passes to Levine. Now here's Ball. Tightly guarded. Pass to Levine. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go. They get it back. Right wing. Oh, they get a hand on it. Now here's Toppin. Williams grabs the board.
Just enough resistance to force the miss. Barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Pass to Ball. Here's Vucevic. Robinson with a steal. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Timeout called here. Chicago decides to talk it over.
They're hoping to turn things around with this timeout.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
And the Knicks making a change here. Quickly's checked in. Oh, Robinson with a block. And he's able to get it back. And that doesn't go either for Levine.
He did everything in his power to make that a hard shot.
Excellent D, avoided fouling and got in perfect position to alter that shot.
Slams it down with 2 hands.
Man, they're really getting aggressive now. So it's Chicago now. Back to the basket by New York. Williams passes to Levine. Four on the clock. Ooh, Levine with another miss.
And there comes a point when, for the team's sake, you might want to move it. He's hurting them with all of these misses.
Ooh, poked away. 1:25 left in the first quarter.
Tough call for his coach. Second foul already. We'll see how much the staff trusts him.
So both teams making some changes here. Here's Dosunmu. That one a tad offline, but it drops in for him.
Guys, just ridiculous. He's just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score. Defense pulled out all the stops to shut him down there.
Pass to Freedom. Here's Snow. Tries again. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one.
Looked like he just rushed it there. Just maybe take a little bit more time in the future.
The general, no good. Chicago trailing here.
Just out of control. Already 3 fouls for him. He'll likely have to take a seat.
The free throw drops for Caruso.
The line for Chicago, Alex Caruso.
And Caruso drops them both. For New York, they've gone 5 of 9 from the floor. Here's the general. On target from range. He's got 9.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
30 seconds left in the opening quarter. Pass to Caruso. Now DeRozan. Back to Caruso. And a nice finish on the layup.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Here's the general. 9 points in the game.
Good play call and good execution. The offense running on all cylinders.
DeRozan outside. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
Not afraid to go inside. DeRozan even picks up the whistle that time.
At the line for Chicago.
And he makes both free throws.
Now he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Knicks. They're up by 5. And
The Knicks, 15. Please welcome to the court.
if you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks. Levine and DeRozan, the star-studded wings. Then there's Nikola Vucevic. Then it's Lonzo Ball. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Puts up a 3. The shot no good. New York goes the other way with it. Last time they met was in New York.
And in the last meeting, they definitely had the upper hand at the charity stripe.
Here's the general. Pounded by Ball. Pass to the general. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It's going to be on Lonzo Ball. Grant, we always talk about great footwork for post players, but how about perimeter players?
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, B.A. Great perimeter players have elite footwork. The footwork helps to create the opportunity to score, whether that's shooting a 3 off the dribble or even in the post-up. Great, elite, fantastic.
Substitution on the court. At the line for the Knicks, Emmanuel Quickly, shooting 1.
Ball way outside. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play.
40. The Knicks, 42.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And the Bulls shooting a solid 47%. And on the floor for Tom Thibodeau as we get into the second half. Obi Toppin out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then it's Julius Randle. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's the general in at the shooting guard. New York has got 4 of 7 threes to go so far in this game. Here's the general. Let's go with a 3. No good on that one. He's 5 for 8. On the wing, DeRozan. Shoots over Randle. And it's DeRozan missing.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
The offensive success is due in part to his quality shooting. He hasn't wasted too many looks.
Chicago with the ball. They trail by 3. They'll be playing host to New Orleans for their next one. It'll be the second of 3 straight games on their home floor. Ball no good. And for the Knicks, they're shooting an amazing 61%, looking confident. Down low, Robinson. That shot off the mark. Vucevic with some nice D. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
And it's DeRozan missing.
This isn't how they wanted to start the second half. Only 1 of 4.
Oh, there's the alley. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. Back to Levine. The Knicks with the rebound.
Out of halftime, not the way you want to execute, just 1 of 5 from the field.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
For Chicago, they've gotten just 1 of 5 shots to drop since halftime. Outside Levine. Now Vucevic. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. Here's Ball. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And he makes a first.
First team foul. At the line.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Here's the general. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Third personal foul.
DeMar DeRozan picks one up.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
Good on the second one. Chicago trailing here. Outside Levine. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Levine's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Amongst the best decision makers in the league, Lonzo with the right decision there.
Well, Grant, one thing Levine has done since entering the league, he's taken his strength training very seriously.
No question. I mean, he can play a much more physical brand of ball now. We even see him post up with his back to the basket, converting through contact. It's just part of his overall evolution. They just look so overwhelmed inside. You know, that's why they continue to get attacked.
It's stolen in transition. Ooh, finishes with style. A double clutch jam.
Can you say immediate entry into the highlight reel? Woo, what a tough PA.
It's showtime now, man. They've built up a lead, and they're starting to rub it in. Pass to Vucevic. Oh, Robinson with a block. Out left to the wing. Here's the general. He's covered by Levine.
It's easy to see why they go to him so often, because they know they can depend on him to come through for them.
Chicago calls timeout.
Yeah, they're hoping to turn things around with this timeout.
On the wrong side of a scoring run here, we might see a lineup change. I'll be pretty curious.
Barrett's checked in for Grimes. Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Here's Dosunmu. Offensive board. Freedom. Yep, that one goes. Freedom's got 10 points in the game.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out.
Yeah, you think you got to stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work in the glass. He literally practiced that every day. He knocked down a 3 in the first quarter, but he's still been unable to connect from deep past the break.
Here's Levine with the second effort. And another shot. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Stayed with it, and his effort is rewarded with the second chance bucket.
Williams is checked in for Chicago. Ball comes in for Caruso. Here's the general. Not going to go that time. Ooh, excellent D there from Ball. Floats one. Dosunmu can't hit. New York has got nothing to fall here in the third. 0 for 4. Here's the general. Hounded by Ball. Here's the general. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throw stops. And he drops the first. And the Knicks making a change here. Randall is checked in. And so he makes both from the line. There's 21 seconds left in the third.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush it.
Yeah, and you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
And it's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line. That sends Zach Levine to the free throw line. It's going to go on R.J. Barrett. That free throw good from Levine.
Athletically gifted, a knockdown shooter. It feels like Levine is constantly underappreciated for all the things that he does.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they played and a confidence they're not afraid to show. There's the three. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third.
52. The Knicks.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big man in the league today than we've ever seen.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. In it forward, it's DeRozan and Williams. Lonzo Ball is out there with Ayo Dosunmu. And it's Vucevic in at center. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Pass to DeRozan. Back to Ball. Outside, Williams. And here is Vucevic. Robinson defending. Clock at 4. There's Ball with a 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Robinson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's the general. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Hey, you can't block it. Sending him to the line could be the next best thing.
All right, guys, what's your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks? Toppin, he's checked in for New York. RJ, you were in the middle of a few trades in your career, to put it lightly. What's that like as a player to get moved around so much?
Thanks for bringing that up so sweetly, Brian. I appreciate that. Look, there's pros and cons to this. It's nice to know that another organization wants you for whatever reason, but it's also tough to leave an organization that you had a connection to, the fan base. But eventually, you figure it out.
The Knicks with the lead. Here's the general. Toppin. Pass to the general. Brunson with it. Hounded by Ball. Brunson against Ball. New York needs to get one up quick. The timer ticks. Randall can't hit.
That's a tough walk back to the showers.
And so New York takes this one by a big margin. It ends up being a fairly easy road win.
Those are so hard to come by. It's never easy to take a game in someone else's building.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Brian Anderson, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in.
Clear my schedule. It's time for Top Plays. This is Jedediah Jones, public address announcer of your Minnesota Timberwolves. This week, we celebrate the unselfish playmakers with your State Farm Top Assist. Share the sugar. Pass those plays. Right.
With so much of the season still in front of us, Smitty, what does the main focus have to be for a team on any given night?
Well, winning's never a bad idea, Kevin. These games mean just as much now as they do in April. You can work on rotations and chemistry, but don't let it cost you wins.
And the starting group for the Spurs. Keldon Johnson is out there with Hayward. Then there's Devin Vassell. And it's Brian in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Hayward. Brian passes to Hayward. It doesn't go for him. Randall with some nice D. And Randall has got the ball here for New York. Outside for Robinson. New York moving the ball around. Here's Game Face. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Knicks shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Manu Ginobili, Hall of Fame class of 2022. He played his entire career in San Antonio. And in 2003, Manu's rookie season, we won a ring together.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And seeing Manu as a rookie, Smitty, what were your early impressions?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind, Kevin, he was unpredictable. He was definitely NBA ready. He had already been a pro for 7 years before he came over. And he played an important role for us winning that title.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Bowen. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Vassell, the pass to Bowen. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Great pass from Devin. He's all about doing what's best for the team.
It's Barrett on the wing. There's the 3. The shot that time, not on target. And San Antonio will go the other way with it to the right side. Here's Vassell, drills the 3-pointer.
You see Vassell's confidence growing at the arc. He is getting more comfortable out there.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I caught up with Greg Popovich. This is the first meeting of these 2 teams, so he didn't know exactly what to expect. But he does know that he wants his guys to attack offensively. He feels their success on that end will dictate their success through the game. So, guys, we can expect them to be aggressive from early on.
All right, David, we'll see if their strategy will pay off. Greg centering their efforts now on generating points.
Yeah, and I can understand what they're trying to do here. Come out of the gates with some heat.
And it forces your opponent's best scorers to expend energy at the defensive end. Makes the strategy a win-win.
The General can't get it to go.
Off the mark once again. Terrible quarter for him thus far.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on the General. That's his first foul. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Now, here's Vassell. His last outing, 16 points for him. Good on the bucket.
Slick move by Vassell against contact, managing to work his way inside.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Game Face. Comes up empty down low.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
And here is Wesley. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
Oh, the conditions are all over that one.
The Spurs have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. San Antonio leading. The General is out there with Rogers. Then there's Obi Toppin. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Grimes in at the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now. Toppin inside. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's the General. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And the dunk was nice, Kevin, but the move he made to free himself up was a thing of beauty.
It sure was, Greg. What a savvy play to get into position for that jam.
Nice to see Keldon Johnson developing his passing game, getting the ball to a ready shooter.
Here's the General, covered by Wesley. They grab their own miss. Spurs leading by 3. Out to the right wing. Here's Bowen. And he banks in the layup. Bowen's got 5.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Steve, the ball. Oh,
yes.
Spurs lead.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. Here's the general, covered by Wesley. Game face. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. The general's got 6 points in the quarter.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Here's Wesley. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And home court advantage can give teams a huge lift. Greg, how different is it playing in front of the hometown fans?
It's huge. I mean, they give you energy. You don't want to let them down, so you tend to dig a little deeper when you're playing at home.
And the Knicks making a change here. Barrett's checked in. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, the general in his last time out against the Bulls was huge. He dropped in 29 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. They're winning games all over the place, and he's been a factor in that success. His confidence has to be soaring. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, that's what it means to be unselfish, putting the team's interests first. As you say, he just wants to come away with the W.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here's the three. A rebound by the Spurs. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team.
A matchup that only happens twice a year. These interconference battles can be a lot of fun.
The balance between East and West after years of being dominated by the West is starting to even out some.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over as the teams head into this timeout. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we...
That's the end of the first half with the score. The Knicks, 31. The Spurs, 34. On your feet, fans.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And you know the general has been really making it happen, guys.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got Hayward, also Johnson out there. And it's Bryant and at the 5 down low.
Nice rhythm on that play, and Randall with the smooth-looking shot.
On the wing, Johnson. Bowen, the pass to Vassell. Here's Bowen. Hayward looking around. That one a 10 offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Bowen.
Hayward's got his first 2 points of the night. Knicks trail by 3. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Here's game face. And another field goal in this total. Make it 7 for 14, shooting 50%.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Passes it to Vassell. Here's Bowen. Back to Vassell. To the paint. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Spurs have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Here's game face. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Bowen, the pass to Bryan. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Mitchell Robinson. The Spurs shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Rogers checked in for Randall. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. Now, you may not know this, but Gordon Hayward was a 2-time Indiana State singles champion in tennis. He says, in high school, I was better at tennis than basketball, but I've always loved hoops more. Thankfully, I was able to grow throughout high school to get to the frame I have now. He has certainly filled out in the NBA. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, he sure has. He's been a terrific player to watch and follow. The injury is significant, but he continues on. David, thanks. Randall's checked in for New York.
He is definitely disappointed. He couldn't put his team up in front, but at least he knotted this one up.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. San Antonio making a switch here. Wesley's checked in. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Pass to Hayward. On the wing, Johnson. It's Wesley on the wing. He's got 11. That shot, no good. And New York will come the other way.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
The General can't get it to go. San Antonio's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Ryan passes to Wesley. Shoots from the line. Again, the miss by the Spurs. And Randall has got the ball here for New York. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points.
Whatever they did right in the first half defensively, we're not seeing it now.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. One of the stories here, guys, is the General getting it done today.
This guy is killing you, and so far I haven't seen a good adjustment defensively.
Reddish, he's checked in for New York. Quickly comes in for Rogers. 1:29 left in the third quarter of the game. Now Barnes. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's his first foul.
4th team foul.
1:19 left to play here in the third. And count it from 19 feet away. He has 5. Here's Quickly. Here's the General. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Wesley against Quickly. Dishes it to Hayward. And he uses the glass on the layup. Hayward's got 6.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot. And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Spurs trail by 5. Pass to Sohan. Shoots over Toppin. The Knicks pull it in. Toppin's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Game Face, and he jams it with authority.
Love the unselfishness. Not only can Cam create for himself, he can also create for others.
It's Wesley on the wing, quickly covering. Hayward kicks to Wesley. And so it's the New York Knicks heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter.
50. The Spurs.
And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Jalen Brunson out there with the general. And it's Robinson. Then there's Toppin. And it's Barrett at the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Look at Devin. He's all over the rim.
The Knicks leading by 8. Here's Game Face, and he goes in for the dunk.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Hayward kicks to Vassell. Clock at 4. And it's Vassell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
The pass to Barrett. Here's the general. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Toppin. Kept alive. Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
Super work on the boards. They really want to put their foot down from now.
Yeah, and once you got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
You know why? Because this defense is reeling. They had to stop there but couldn't secure the rebound. They're still looking for answers.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And playing with the lead, you can see they're making a much more concerted effort to work the ball inside here in the second half.
Greg, we're seeing more fines recently for the language that players use with the media. Is that a concern?
I don't think it should be a concern, and I'm not kidding. The league's going to have standards of decorum. You're on TV. You got to keep it together. However, I think that as a society, we're a little more tolerant of certain words that are used in public.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Knicks.
It's easy for me. Look at their defensive effort all game. The block total shows their commitment to contesting shots.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
Here's Vassell. Robinson with the block. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Randall's checked in for Jalen Brunson.
Into the lineup for your New York Knicks, Julius Randle.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
They've taken nothing for granted. You can see they're playing the moment rather than the score.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question. Toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Pass to Vassell. On the wing, Johnson. Will it go? Pass to Bowen. Here's Bryant, and it's in there.
Great job executing the offense. That pass on time and on point.
The general passes to Toppin. He feeds it to Robinson. Here's the general. Up and in on the layup. The Generals got 49 points in the game.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out.
And so
50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Quickly finds Barrett. Some nice passing by New York here. Randall passes to Toppin. Here's Game Face, and again, that gives him 51.
making it look easy. Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
Wesley against Quickly, and it's Wesley missing. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch. Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that. Into the wreck, Mr. Shy City pokes the ball free for a steal, uses the Euro, and finds the corner three. Hey! Making passing an art form.
Well, you got to expect a low-scoring game tonight, Grant. Two terrific defensive clubs fighting to lock each other down.
Both these teams are elite on the defensive end. These guys won't be making it easy out there. When there's lots of stops, lots of forced turnovers, it can be very difficult to find a scoring rhythm.
And now the opening lineup for New York. We've got Obi Toppin. He's out there with Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson is out there with R.J. Barrett. And it's the general in at the point. That's good from Grant on the assist by Lillard.
Well, Grant has put in a ton of work in the mid-range, and you can see the results right there.
The general.
Oh, hey! How about that? That'll be a move to remember. Wow.
Yeah, great creativity in the air. Pass to Lillard. Here's Grant, guarded by Toppin. And it's Grant with a three. Grant's got 5.
Very good awareness from Grant. Just the ability to catch and shoot. So important to his growth.
Grant with a steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Hart passes to Lillard. Here's the three. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And year in and year out, there's one thing we know for certain about the Blazers. They've got some of the best fans in the NBA. He was gripping the rock on the weight of the slam.
No way he was going to get stripped on that one. And just around a minute and a half into this first quarter. To the paint. Here's Mayo. And a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
They've really come out swinging, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots.
Here's the general, defended by Lillard. To the inside, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
That's just good awareness from Toppin, willing to get it to the open guy immediately. Love the unselfishness.
And how about the fan base in Portland? They're passionate, and they really understand the game.
That's so true, B.A. I mean, even in lean years, they come out to support their club. And when they're on top, all of Rip City gets caught up in the buzz. Portland's a great basketball town.
Here's the general, defended by Lillard. Here's the general. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. First one falls for him.
First team foul. Shooting for New York.
Good on both. Portland leading. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Hart with it. Making a mark on the offensive end. Scoring around 13 a game. Pass to Nurkic. 6 to shoot. No good on the shot. Good work defensively by Robinson. The Knicks have gone 4 of 4 from the floor. Perfect start to the middle. Toppin. Oh, it's no good. That would have tied it. Portland has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Now here's Lillard. A minute 50 left in the opening quarter. Outside Hart from the arc. And out of bounds. The Knicks will take it. And Josh Hart listed at 6'5", but he plays much bigger than that.
He does. I mean, just so strong on defense in the post, B.A. Often will guard up a position, and his rebounding numbers show he plays well above his listed height.
Pass to the general. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Inside, here's Nurkic. And Nurkic throws it down.
Oh, the big man, Nurkic, from super close range.
Here's the general. Williams defending. Here's the general. And Nurkic with the block. To the paint. Here's Sharp. Back to Simons. Randall against Williams. Pass to Nurkic. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he...
Substitution on the court.
On the floor for New York, we've got R.J. Barrett. Mitchell Robinson is out there with Toppin, and it's the general in at the 2 guard. Lillard outside. Shot clock at 5. Back to Grant. Launches it. The Knicks pull it in. This is the first time they've seen Portland this season.
And they swept the team last season. Got the upper hand and sustained the momentum.
Well, a year ago, there was a big gap in talent between the two teams. But changes are always made, and we'll see how they match up this time around. Well, that's 2 fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Lillard can't get it to go. New York trailing. Here's the general. What a tremendous game he played against San Antonio.
Oh, boy, 7 foot and athletic. That is spectacular by Mitchell Robinson.
Lillard outside. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Here's Mayo. Behind the back and lays it in.
What a memorable way to cap off that move. Finishes with a flourish.
Here's the general. 10 points for him.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
Man, left no doubt with that one, Grant. Quarter 2 and about 2 minutes in. Pass to Lillard. It's Hart on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Over Barrett. Hart can't hit.
Coaches loathe empty possessions. You got to be able to hit the easy ones.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First team foul.
Everyone's still finding their footing in this early part of the season, Grant. How important is it to get off to a really hot start?
Oh, it's so important to get off early to a good start, B.A. You really want to build some momentum early. In some ways, it can really set the tone for the rest of the season.
And the Blazers making a change here.
Oh, that's a bad man right there.
Wow! Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. Lillard outside. Back to Williams. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. So for the Blazers, Nurkic is checked in for Bogdanovich. And Simon is subbed in for Lillard. And a switch here also for New York. Randall, he's checked in for Robinson. Up top, Toppin. Here's the general, defended by Nurkic. Here's the general. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That's on Anthony Simons. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Trailblazers.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
Sharp, he's checked in for Portland. New York with the ball. They're on a 10-2 run here. The general, no good.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
The Trailblazers have gotten just 2 of 6 field goals to go in the second. Simons finds Nurkic. To the middle. Pass to Sharp. 1:16 left to play in the first half. Back to Simons. Over quickly. And it's Simons missing.
Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
Here's the general. Fades back. Chance there to take the lead, but a miss. Portland has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second. Simons passes to Grant. Outside, Williams. Here's Nurkic. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Nurkic has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, in the paint, Nurkic can be a monster. He's got all the physical gifts he needs to dominate.
And we've got 28 seconds left in the first half.
He's fallen into a bit of a slump this quarter. How quickly things can turn.
Quickly against Simons. 11 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Nurkic. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Man, this is the game that Nurkic plays. Using the big body inside, carving out a high percentage look.
Nurkic hits them both. Here's the general. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Making sure of it with the 2-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance here. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here.
32, the Knicks, 30. Fans, have a big round of applause for your Trailblazers youth dance team.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. And here are the Trailblazers now. 2-point game. The forwards, Hart and Grant. Then it's Yusuf Nurkic. Then there's Damian Lillard. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Pass to Hart. Lets it go from deep. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Hart's got 5.
And we know Lillard can score, but he's showing nice awareness with the pass to his open teammate.
And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
Shooting for New York.
He hits the second from the line. Portland has gotten 5 of their 9 attempts from deep to go. Lillard passes to Hart. Lillard outside. Grant outside. 3-pointer. It's not going to go for him. New York goes the other way with it. After this game, they can look forward to Detroit, where they will match up against the Pistons. It's the second game of 3 on the road. It's stolen by Hart. Pass to Lillard. To the inside. Nurkic. Oh, Robinson with a block.
Wingspan, athleticism, verticality. Robinson with authority sends it back.
Here's the general. And a big finish by Robinson.
And it's so hard to stop the putback when you let him live at the rim like that.
Boy, once he gets his hands on it around the rim, it's too late.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
Time called here. The Trailblazers decide to talk it over.
Early in his career, Mitchell Robinson feels like an old school big to me. This guy owns the painted area. He's completely focused on finding those close range opportunities to score it.
Knicks on D. Trailing by 2. Here's Nurkic. Oh, Robinson with a block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Blazers will retain possession. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Grant outside. From behind the arc. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Lillard's got his 4th assist with that last one. Knicks shooting 55% for the game so far. Mitchell Robinson's focus on...
B.A., I'm not sure he should be flaunting around the rim like that with this game so close.
Oh, it's risky, but it sure did look good. Into the third. 2 minutes in now. Pass to Nurkic. Out to Lillard. It's tipped. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's the general. That one's good. This game is all even. He's got 24.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Here's Hart. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. The Knicks have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent gameplay.
Here's the general. And he converts the layup. And the Knicks lead by 2.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Outside Hart.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Down low. You know, for most players, being a starter has value. But Grant, some elite teams have been elevated by great players who have accepted a reserve role.
And it's really special, B.A., when you have that. Players who are willing to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. Putting winning first at all costs. When you think about it, through the years, Manu Ginobili with the Spurs, Andre Iguodala in Golden State, it really can galvanize a team and lead to winning championships.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Grant. No good. Had a chance to end the run there. Here's the general. Defended by Lillard. Here's the general. And that one is hammered home.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Timeout called. Portland.
There's just a lot of wide open lanes to the rim here. That'll drive your coach nuts.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
For the Knicks, Reddish comes in for Toppin, and Brunson is subbed in for Barrett. So it's Portland now. 6-point game. Pass to Sharp. 51 seconds left in the third quarter here. Clock at 6. Trailblazers got to hurry. Got to get up a shot. Payton's shot is good.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
That one's wide left. Portland has gone 7 of 13 from downtown so far in this game. Pass to Sharp. And here's Simons. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 4-3. And they recover it. Nurkic passes to Hart. Here's Sharp. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. On the wing, Simons. And misses it off the right side of the rim. That takes us to the end of the third quarter. What a game. Neither team giving ground. It's the Knicks. Up 3. And time to...
44.
And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
Ooh, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your two guards share the wealth.
You love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. So on the floor for the Knicks. Toppin plays the 4 with Randall in its center. Then there's Jalen Brunson. Then it's R.J. Barrett. And it's the general in its shooting guard. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for New York.
They've been slippery getting into the lane all game long, putting that help defense to the test.
I think the other thing they've done exceptionally well tonight is shoot the mid-range and take advantage of those opportunities. Anytime they're given a look, they have delivered.
Oh, man, take a look at that one. Just a textbook alley-oop.
Beautifully done. He served it up on a platter. The general, no good. Portland trailing here. Here's Mayo. Randall pulls down the board. Pass to the general. From downtown, sinks it from distance. Give him 35.
Well, you love his effort level, right? Particularly when it's winning time. He is going for the finish.
Lillard passes to Simons. Grant against Toppin. Grant in the post. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line.
And you talk about a basketball family. Jeremy Grant's father was a pro. His uncle, his brothers. I mean, plenty of competition growing up.
To the middle. Grant with a steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. He can't hit that time.
And I'll tell you, they're going to need more from this guy if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Here's the general. And Obi Toppin gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
Outside Hart. Pass to Lillard. Money! And he's brought them within 2 points now.
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation.
Oh, wow. Filthy. I mean, just the arena is stunned.
He's got a deep bag of tricks to dig into. Timeout called. Portland. They're losing by 4. And we've got 28 seconds left in the game. And now let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, and it's not surprising. He's really going at the defense inside throughout the entire game. Just showing the D no mercy whatsoever. And constantly we're feeding him the ball, clearing out, and letting him do his thing.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
During that break, Coach Chauncey Billups had some advice for the team. He got his squad fired up, saying, quote, now it's our time. If we want to take over this game, here is the moment. His guys look ready to deliver. We'll see.
Allie, thank you.
It's always fun to watch a young player like Obi Toppin adapt to the league. He has done a really good job rising to the challenge of NBA-level play.
Pass to Lillard. Beyond the arc. The Knicks with the rebound. Here's the general. The baseline J is off the mark. And so it's New York winning this one. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And B.A., the visiting team is always under some added pressure, but they made it work and got the win, whatever the margin may have been.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Allie LaForce, Doris Burke, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson alongside our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for watching.